Welcome back. Today I will show you how to dual boot Linux Mint 21.3 and Windows. Search for Linux Mint on the internet and go to the official Linux Mint webpage. Here we will find the latest version of Linux Mint 23.1 with the code name Virginia. Linux Mint has 3 desktop environments. The most popular version of Linux Mint is the Cinnamon Edition. Mate is a classic desktop environment that is the continuation of GNOME 2 and XFCE, a lightweight desktop environment. Today I will install Linux Mint 23.1 Cinnamon Edition. Go to download the Cinnamon Edition. Search for the Linux Mint ISO mirror and choose the location to download. When the download is complete, go to the downloaded directory and copy the Linux Mint ISO image. Now go to this PC, open your Ventoy multi-boot USB drive, and paste the Linux Mint ISO image here. If you don't know how to create a Ventoy multi-boot USB drive, you can watch my video on how to do it. There is a link to this video in the description. You can also use Rufus or Balena to make your boot USB. Okay, copying completed. Now close all programs and windows and restart your computer. Immediately after the reboot, activate your boot menu. If you don't know which button is responsible for activating the boot menu, look in your computer's documentation. When the boot menu loads, select your USB drive and press Enter. In Ventoy, select the Linux Mint ISO image and press Enter again. Continue to enter. In the Linux Mint grub, select the default option and press Enter again. Now we have to wait for Linux Mint to come. If you like this video, please don't forget to like it and subscribe to our next videos. Okay, now open Install Linux Mint to start the installation. Choose the language in which you want to do the installation. Now select the keyboard layout you want. Select the checkbox for the multimedia code to be installed on your computer. You can choose between 3 types of installation. One is along with Windows. The second is to choose Linux Mint to be your only operating system. And something else where you can reallocate your disk as you wish. For this method, you need to have certain knowledge, so before using it, familiarize yourself with how. I will continue with, along with Windows. Here, Linux Mint offers an allocation of your disk space. It will take from the free space on your Windows and use it for its installation. You can choose by dragging to use more or less space than you suggested. When you are ready, press Install now. The following Windows Linux Mint warns you that you will make permanent changes to your disk. If you still want to install Linux Mint, just confirm with Continue. Now you can select your region and time zone. In Who Are You, enter your name. You can change and assign a computer name of your choice. Also, enter your username. And then set a password. You can set your account to load automatically, or you can leave it and enter a password when you sign in. When you are ready, press Continue, and the installation of Linux Mint 21.3 Cinnamon will begin. I'm going to speed up the video a bit here because the Linux Mint installation is about 5 minutes, and I don't want to bore you. In the meantime, I want to tell you some interesting things about Linux Mint. Linux Mint is one of the most user-friendly and versatile Linux distributions, especially for newcomers who are switching from Windows or Mac. It works out of the box, with full multimedia support and a familiar desktop interface. Linux Mint has its own software center and package manager, called Mint Install and Mint Update, which make it easy to install and manage applications. Mint Install allows you to browse, search, and rate thousands of applications from various sources, such as the official repositories, the Mint test repo, the Debian backports, and the Flatpak format. Mint Update allows you to choose when and how to install updates, and it also lets you pause or skip updates if needed. According to the founder of Linux Mint, Clement Lefebvre, the main reason for creating Linux Mint was to make sure that Mint could continue if Ubuntu should ever fail. Okay, our installation is complete, and now we can reboot the computer to boot Linux Mint. Remove the installation USB drive and press Enter. In the boot menu, Linux Mint is recognized as Ubuntu. By the way, if you go to BIOS, you can set which of the two operating systems to boot by default, Windows or Linux Mint. Now, type your password. Welcome to Linux Mint. Now let's look at some of the many possibilities we have in Linux Mint. You can choose between a mixed, dark and light theme. If anything goes wrong, you can restore your system from an earlier backup. Just start setting up system snapshots. One of the first things you should do after installing Linux Mint is to check for available hardware drivers. Linux Mint will automatically find the drivers if they are missing. Linux Update Manager is a comprehensive tool that automates the update process for your Linux distribution. It keeps your system up to date with the latest security patches, bug fixes, and new features, ensuring optimal performance and stability. With the Linux Update Manager, you can say goodbye to manual update hassles and enjoy a hassle-free Linux experience. We can surf with Mozilla Firefox, which is a built-in browser on Linux Mint. In System Setting, we can make many settings and customizations of our Linux Mint. We can choose the resolution of our display. We can also choose a different scaling with the experimental option that we have to turn on in the display setting. If you like this video, please don't forget to like it and subscribe to our next videos. You can also manage your disks with disks in settings. You can customize your login window. Here, you can choose from the many embedded photos or search for your own and apply them. Manage your audio devices. You can also customize your panel and taskbar via panel settings. Set up the look you want. Applets in Linux Mint are a built-in functionality feature. The applet will let you add icons for widgets in the taskbar. There are already some built-in applets in the taskbar, like a clock, network manager, and volume, and you can choose any applet of your choice from the applets application. Change your wallpaper. Here, you can choose from many beautiful Linux Mint suggestions or add your own wallpaper photo. You can change the effects that the operating system uses to make it faster or leave it as is if it works well enough. Change the Linux Int theme or color scheme to display on your operating system. Here you have many options. In extensions, you can remove or add new extensions. You can also search for extensions that would be useful to you and install them. Window tiling is a feature that allows you to arrange multiple windows on your screen in a neat and organized way. You can tile windows by dragging them to the edges or corners of the screen or by using keyboard shortcuts. Linux Mint is a large community of developers, users, and sympathizers. You can find great support on many of the sites on the internet, as well as on the Linux Mint forum page, which is located on the official Linux Mint website. There, you can search for anything that interests you, to ask your questions and get a solution to any problems you might face. You can install Wine on Linux Mint, and then we can install and use almost all games and applications that are made only for Windows. That way, you won't miss anything you used in Windows, and you'll be able to use Linux Mint to its fullest. Now I will download and install VLC Media Player using an .exe installer that is made specifically for Windows. I hope today's video was interesting for you. Please don't forget to like it and subscribe to my next videos. Enjoy your new operating system, search the Linux Mint site and the web, and it won't be long before you forget about Windows and any other operating system. Thanks for watching this video. Take care.